All right. Feel like I need
We
to do a
here?
countdown. Yeah.
Yeah.
Feel like I need to do a one, two, three. Okay. Not it's not a concert. Uh
So-
you didn't change the
Not a
name.
choreography. One
Yeah.
and two and three.
You didn't change the name.
You're right.
All right. So we are going to attempt today to do a quick talk on unconditional love. Why are we doing unconditional love? Well, part of personal development, future risers, is investigating some of the words that float in the air around our environment. And I often hear this come up. Now, I do not have a solution for you. Don't look at me as having a solution. We're talking because it's something we are investigating. It sounds and I as women, as parents, as leaders in our community. And so we just say, we're going to talk about it. We investigating. So we're going to do a trial run. You heard me. No, I'm not scared. I'm just saying I don't got it all. We're doing a trial run on what we've heard unconditional love described as and ways that we're trying to rediscover it to still determine what it is for each of us, right? So we don't have a collective thought on what it ought to be. We have
Mm,
some perspective on what it's been shown to us as and where we think we want to do it. So as I looked up sort of what the definition, or we'll say the Google definition is for unconditional love, it is rather broad, right? It's a type of love that people say it's free, it's got no limits on it, and it's without
mm,
condition.
mhm.
Now that scares me because that sounds a bit like slavery sometimes, but we're going to get there. It sounds
Okay.
very ownership, that I'm going to give you all of me. You own all of me, but I don't own anything of you, right? So it's that love that's given without the expectation of anything in return. I think that can be dangerous. I think we have
Mm,
to love in a way, or the safer part of unconditional love for me is that I choose to love you. I don't have to, but I choose because there's something about you that's lovable.
mm.
So I
Yeah.
choose to love the faults. I choose to love who you are. I choose to love who I believe you're transforming to become. But I don't want to be a slave to that. I don't want that to be
Mm,
all of my life, because love don't
yeah.
pay the bills. Can we have Tina Turner? No, no, come in the room right now and just drop a little line. What's love got to
Yeah.
do with it? Right. So that's what we have been hearing consistently about what this unconditional love is. Now, we're not going to take a stab on the Christian side of it. We will have a conversation there as to, for us, the exposure in the church, what that unconditional love is. But right now, we're out here just doing it regular, just with the general pop,
Yeah.
what we have heard that to be. One other thing that I've been seeing and hearing is a concept of it being based, this word unconditional love, on loving someone for who they are, not what they do. Right.
Mm.
So women love to fall in love with potential. I was one of them. I'm going to start with me, front of the class. Mm-hmm. I just see you going to be a king. I see
Mm,
you going to be the king. And I'm a
mm.
queen, so I need a king. While you are yet a prince, I will. Ain't talking about y'all. Talking about did that for many, 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 many years. Okay. Then I was like, hold up. You ain't
Yeah.
grown up yet. Where my kingdom? Why am I ruling in this cottage? but we still gotta laugh because as funny as it is, don't act like
Yeah.
it happens or you know someone.
Mm-hmm.
So, Miss Sowers, I done started something, unconditional love. I'm still figuring it out, but what do you have to say so far about what we hear is?
Yeah. You know, I could, from that lens, I think I can speak to the part of, I could like to call myself a recovering overachiever, a
We gonna
recovering
have t-shirts.
perfectionist.
Y'all go ahead and watch my. That's how you start
And
conversations and we're shocked.
yeah.
Like recovering. Stop this lady. She walking down the street.
Exactly. I like to I say that about myself because a lot of my, I guess, my relationship with love was that I saw it in the sense that if I performed well, then I was
Mm,
approved of. If I performed well, then people would cheer me on. People would
mm,
want to um gift me with things or give me affirmation if I did
mm.
something good, in that regard. And so for me, how that resonates is I really think that when people, when you register that you have to perform for love,
Yeah.
that's not, I feel like that's very conditional. And that
Yes.
means that I'm not experiencing the fullness of what true love is because outside of what I do, I am a person
Yes.
that that is worth getting to know.
Yes. Yeah.
Outside of what I can do for you or do for the legacy or the whatever the case,
Yes.
I am someone that is just worth knowing because I'm worth knowing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
what that means for me is finding out, um, doing a deeper dive into the things that make me me, what characteristics, internal character
Yeah.
that you've noticed about me that resonates with you, that makes you, feel a certain way, or um, maybe that even relates to you. I
Yeah.
think that unconditional love for me is like peering deeper than just the production
Yeah.
and go lifting up that layer of that layer that I present front facing and just open the hood and see that there's a whole well-oiled
Yeah.
system
Yes.
pushing this out here.
Yeah, I agree with that. It kind of puts me in mind of when we have relationships that are built on massive romanticism or romantic acts,
Hmm.
and they didn't take any time, like you said, look under the hood to go deeper into some of the conversations during their courting process.
Mm-hmm.
And then if they decide to commit, marry, build a business together, some people buy homes together even before they
Yeah.
fully commit, they're shocked at the differences and cannot find a way to connect the differences for it to be a balance rather than a pull down. So I do
Mm.
like that. And I will agree with you that for me, unconditional love used to be the Huxtable for me. Let me just do the whole thing.
Mm. Okay.
I wanted that family.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was unconditional. When they team up against the children, that's unconditional for me. I was like, yeah, that's it. That's how you do that. You know, the lessons,
Yeah.
the life lessons, but that the family stays intact. That there was drama,
Yeah.
but never the drama that took us all the way out and broke us totally up from being a family. That for
Yeah.
me was unconditional love. And that's what I wanted. And life did not present none of that. It was a show at the end of the day.
Mm.
Nothing I experienced in life ever manifested in that way. And so I then had to reinvestigate this expectation I had of unconditional love and what I gave out as unconditional love and realized that there are conditions for me.
Mm.
I don't know if I would chase unconditional love anymore.
Mm.
I don't. I think it's a
Mm.
beautiful concept. I think some people are born to just love. That's what they do. That's who they are. And it's awesome. But I would love to see those people give unconditional love and receive it, or I still feel like it's a conditional thing.
Mm.
So I don't chase it anymore, just like I don't chase perfection. I celebrate progression because it means at least I am yet changing. I have
Yeah.
not gone all the way, but I'm doing some awareness and some real work, not just conversation, but physical work,
Yeah.
spiritual work as well to get there. So while I agree with the concept of what it shows up as, love that's free, I think all love costs you.
Mm.
It costs you something. It might not cost you the ultimate thing, but love is always going to be sacrificial. So I don't
Yeah.
know if human to human, it can be unconditionally done.
Yeah. I like yeah, I like the last part that you mentioned about I think that is incapable of doing as a human being.
Yeah.
That's a supernatural thing for me. I
Yeah.
know we're not getting into
But
the
still, no, let's
spiritual
let's
space,
go
but
there a little bit because I want to hear.
I feel personally that there will always be conditions in the love of human to human because we are conditional beings to begin with, right? So
Yeah.
we're limited in a lot of our ways. Um, we our bodies are even has conditions to it. There are
Yeah.
limits. You
Yeah.
know what I
Yeah.
so I believe that there are conditions in our ability to love one another. And I believe that there takes a greater power
Yes.
to infuse the unconditional part into
Yes.
me.
Yeah.
Unconditional means like to me that's like vast.
Yeah.
That is the choice to understand the wide array of things that can come up and
Yes.
risks that can be taken and I could be met with disappointments. It's me understanding that and still being like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
That as a human is
Yeah.
terrifying.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean I agree with all of that. And now what we're not saying, future risers and those who are joining us from the different social media platform that are starting to know that we exist, we're not saying you should not work towards
Yeah.
infusing unconditional love into your relationships, into your reality, and even within yourself. We're just saying for us, it sounds awesome. It is yet more difficult to execute consistently. We're going to say
Yeah.
every week. We ain't going to say every day. That's just, it is what it is. Every
Yeah.
week. Because sometimes you forget, like, oh, wait a minute. I was supposed to be forgiving in that moment.
Yeah.
And yet
Yeah.
I was feeling a kind of way. And I am going to rest in the way I feel. And part of unconditional love is the ability to let things go
Yeah.
quickly and often,
Yeah.
even without considering how you truly feel about the thing that has transpired. I'm not there yet. I'd like to be though. Y'all gonna celebrate me when I get there.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course. I think
We
that's the
gonna have a
goal.
party.
Yeah.
Have a big virtual
That's the
party.
goal.
Azali arrive. Hey, I'm gonna be like, yeah. But the reason why we wanted to have this conversation is that part of the personal development work, changing, becoming my better self, my best self, building legacy, being a leader in my community, how dare we not talk about love and different aspects of it as we rediscover what that means to us? So, with that,
Yeah.
let me be a little controversial. I said a little, because we're not going to be on here long. This concept that there is an expectation when you become a parent, you should have unconditional love for that child that you birth. I want to know what that means. Now, we're not talking about those who choose to abuse and neglect. That's not for today. We're saying for those who truly love being a parent, truly love the child given to them specifically, what do y'all mean by unconditional love should not have discipline? We should let the child be and be themselves and create no boundaries for them and no restrictions. And then they will come to themselves. What? Somebody help me. Just help me.
Yeah. When when I think about it, um, I can only talk in my context of
Yeah, go
parents.
ahead. I mean, that's all we can do. We just out here talking about us. We're not saying right or wrong. We're saying we are trying to
Yeah.
discover and recover.
Yeah. Rediscover.
We're doing
uh
both, and then it will become a rediscovery later. But but sometimes we just okay, I'm just recovering, and then sometimes we just discovering, on the way to rediscovery.
yeah. I think in my perspective of parenting that when I think of unconditional love and parenting, I think of the capacity my heart has to expand to allow this little being in and to allow for me to do the extra work to give nourishment and do the extra work of working through my past traumas and my things that would limit the love.
Yeah,
um it's me saying I am willing to walk this journey of expanding my heart big enough to do the hard work to love you. That to me, that is like what my definition is in
I love it.
parenting. And even in the space of having I think part of unconditional love is having limits in it. I think it's different from conditional. I think it so what I mean by that is this: when I have to tell my child, you can't have this because right now it's not the right time, or this is not healthy for you, and like those kind of conversations, I feel like I am expressing unconditional love by unconditionally nourishing her preservation. I'm trying
Yeah.
to preserve you,
Yes.
right? And so part of preservation, you need to outline some, okay, going too far. You got to put boundaries up so I could preserve you, the person. I love you, the person. I need to
Yes.
preserve you, the person. And I think the other part, the negative part of if you look at unconditional love, if you conditionally love your child, I feel like in my perspective is um I think that is not expanding, not allowing my heart to expand enough to um to preserve their worth as a child.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
It's
know,
it's
yeah.
like in the Caribbean thing, and I had to learn this where we just said, well, that's my child. Da, 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 da. And sometimes we forget they have their own personality, that they're actually a little human being
Yeah.
that is either very much like you or very different from
Yeah.
you. So you're right.
Yeah.
But we will have the concept sometimes of just saying, you're my child, do as I say. And that's conditions, right? And sometimes we have to be careful and just look a little deeper, like you said, and then having a conversation, some explaining, some clarification for them as to why this needs to be a no right now.
Yeah.
And it's not a no to hurt you, but it is something that will prevent you from being hurt, even though you might be disappointed right now. Mommy's going to say no to the candy at 10 o'clock at night. Yes, I'm talking about you parents. Stop giving them sugary things at 10 o'clock at night. And why are they up at 10 o'clock at night just because they don't go to school? Okay. All right. There was an opportunity. I took it. There was an opportunity. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. That is not your hangout buddy.
Right. Put the
Turn
movie
Netflix
up.
on.
Yeah.
Let me stop. I had to do it. It was there. It was there.
Yeah.
But listen, we know that we have not even really touched the subject, but we thought it important to sometimes let you in on things that we're working on behind the scenes, conversation that had just started. Like this just started this week. This is not fully developed, but we do want to put it out there because we want to know how many of you think about this whole concept of giving or receiving unconditional love. Is it a part of your everyday thought? Is it a part of your life? Are you actually living with someone, connected to someone who shows that, where you're like, yeah, I got to get some of that? We want to hear from you. We're investigating it. We're nowhere close to a full answer. We have very, bits and pieces forming. But we just thought today we would do a short live to tell you what's percolating in the brain cells. These two ladies trying to figure out some things and trying to see what else needs to be part of our personal development conversations with each other, but also in the community. And this is one that it's going to take a while to unpack, but we are thinking about it. And let me just say this for me, I don't necessarily at this time in my life connect unconditional love with the word inclusion, because those two have some differences that are expansive, but we don't know where I'm going to end up. If you believe that unconditional love and inclusion are the same and on what capacity they connect, leave a comment, email us. I'm interested to see what you think. That's where we are. We told you we're not going to be here long, but this thing is percolating. It's going to be a big one for us to continue to learn and evolve. We just started getting into it, and we are definitely taking a look at it. One final thing, and I want to hear Ms. Sounds say something on this before we wrap, is this connection between people sometimes saying that unconditional love and compassion is the same. Yep, I'm starting stuff. I have to start as I end. Just a little tickler for the brain. Tickle, 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 tickle.
Mm.
Any thoughts? It's a tough one. That's why I'm throwing it out there at
Yeah,
the
I
end,
think
because
that's
maybe somebody will say something. Therapist,
yeah,
leave a
right.
comment.
Yeah. Mm.
Mm,
I I that one is like a whole live in and of itself.
yes,
But the short thing for me would be that I think compassion takes a decision to open your heart more
yes.
than you usually do.
Oh,
And
she's good. You see that?
you're leading towards unconditional as you're moving towards compassion, I feel like.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that. Like that. Like that's she's a race car driver. She's like, I will go into no walls today. Y'all saw take notes. What? No, that was good. That was really good. I didn't know she was going to do that. I told y'all we just decided to show up. I had no idea. That's good.
Yeah.
So when somebody do good, I mean salute people. Stop acting like that was good. That was good.
Thank
So
you.
that's what we have for you guys today. We just we didn't want to hold you long. Again, just wanted you to see a little bit behind the scene of where are they going with the next set of conversation. What are these ladies thinking about? What are some of their guests going to be talking about going forward? And we just wanted to honor you guys and do that. Listen, we want to really thank those who have continued to connect with us, whether you're just doing thumbs up on some of the shorts that we have up out there, because we're doing a lot more of those so that you can get some of the core things we really want you to hear. We understand you may not have time to listen all the way through. We hope you make the time, but in the meantime, we wanted to show up in a way that you could get what you needed, be inspired, and be motivated to make some changes. So we've got more guests, information coming your way, interviews coming your way. I've got a new set lined up. It's going to be amazing. And then in September, we have something special, September, October into the November months coming your way. We want to connect people in the most positive way to do great work. So we appreciate you guys. Get those watch hours up. Like, let me tell y'all, okay, we out here doing the thing. Watch through a little bit longer, please. That's all. That was it. That was the request. Y'all know I don't be begging. It is what it is. But we appreciate you guys. We're still having fun. We're enjoying the people we're meeting along the way, and we're actually enjoying doing our homework as well,
Yeah,
to be better
absolutely.
people. So be blessed. You guys
All
have
right.
an amazing rest of your day. Tune in because there is more to come. Appreciate y'all.